Well, hello there and welcome to a new video. In this one, I'm going to be doing a flip through of my second quarter use of my Hobonichi Techo in the A6 size. And I'm just going to be briefly talking about how I use it and if anything has really changed since the Q1 flip. So let's go ahead and get started. And by the way, my name is Stephanie. I often forget to say that in the majority of the videos that I upload, but yeah, thanks for stopping by. And so let's go ahead and start with my weekly supplement. I've been pretty consistent with using this. It has not changed all that much. Well, actually that's not true. And let me get my little notebook here to increase this. This, by the way, is the Hobonichi Papers. It's just a blank notebook, which oftentimes because the pages tear out so easily, which is the point of it, I just use it as blotting paper when I'm journaling or like doing anything pretty much with markers. Anyway, so this is a very typical style of how I was using it in the first quarter. At some point I started adding washi tape to the 5 and 6 section, just because that didn't change very much. So I figured, you know what, let's just, make it pretty. I also ordered some washi tapes from Amazon. It came in like an 120 pack, which there is a video of that you can catch. But yeah, so I started using washi tape there and I loved it. And at some point too, I received my orders. I placed a bunch of sticker orders from like Coffee Monsters Co., from that one I believe is like Paper Bits Co. perhaps, and also just like random other stickers that I have as well. That's Paper Bits Co. too, and that's Nightingale Paper Company, Paper Co. Brianna Nicole Designs. So yeah, I pretty much have been using it the same way. I did stop using washi tape. This is just me. I'll get you zoomed in here a little bit. This is just me taking my mild liners and a pen and just tracing from one of the Hobonichi stamps. I believe it's this. Nope. No, oh, it's the big one. Yeah, so it's this Hobonichi stamp or not stamp, but stencil that I have. So that's pretty much been the only change. I had to stop using washi tape because it was getting bulky right in this section, and so it makes it a little bit tricky to write above or below it. So I've been without using washi tape for a while now. The other thing also that has changed with how I use this planner is, well, I was taking a class around the time, yeah, I had already started taking the class when I was taking a class when I started uploading to YouTube, and toward the end of the class they had us do time blocking. If I could find that. What is this, May 9th? So they had us do some time blocking, and that's what kind of like these lines are to tell me like what blocks of time correspond to what I should be doing. And I did like that to an extent, but it was also, this is how my school had it set up. So they said, do it like this, or, follow these hours. And for the most part, it was okay, but not necessarily. It wasn't that easy to stay how they wanted us to stay, especially because like when we would have, like if we had a meeting with a recruiter and their only time was during, working on the project or study time, then, it's like, well, you gotta do things like that and make accommodations. So eventually, like, I graduated from my class, or I shouldn't say graduated, but I finished it, got my certificate or whatever, and I decided to continue with the time blocking. So I have it like color coordinated, and maybe I should go back to doing that, but I forgot I was doing that. So I tried to maintain that. I didn't do such a good job, especially because during the time between starting my job and finishing school, I was just very, very busy, like up and down, doing things, going places, seeing people. I don't know. I was just like very, very busy, especially like knowing that I'd be starting a job, that I wanted to get the house kind of in order, as it had fallen a little bit in disarray from, you know, me focusing a lot of my time on the class and trying to be successful in it. This is also from stencils, my Hobonichi stencils. So I couldn't really keep up with a time block, so to speak, but I still, for the most part, just kind of, kind of journaled or planned what I did or how, like, when I did it. And then this is the week that my job started, and we had a ton of meetings, which made it difficult to place stickers like in different places. I used to do this, and you'll see it too in my monthly section. I used to do this in my monthly section of the Hobonichi, or from the Techo, but I've started doing it here in the weekly. I'm not the best at necessarily marking it, but I think I can get back to doing that. And let me see. Yeah, I haven't been using washi tape or even finding the time to just decorate that 5 to 6 time slot. But anyway, so I started a job, had a bunch of meetings this first week, so it didn't leave a lot of room for placing stickers down. This week I also experimented with a fountain pen, which I really did enjoy. And then this week is kind of pretty much the same thing. I think the only difference is we had less meetings, so I had a little bit more space, but I also did not want to continue writing my meetings here. And that's where this came into the picture. Sorry about that, I knocked the camera. But I made a video before of me having purchased the Kokyo Jibun Techo, and I hadn't used it when I first got it. I did do like random things with it to see like if I could use it as a replacement for my Hobonichi setup. I don't know. I'm having such a hard time. I've been looking at so many other planner systems and how I could incorporate that into my life, especially because I've been using this pretty consistently this year, in that I'm starting to really learn what I like, at least as how it fits my life currently in this season of life. But anyway, so for work I decided to bring in my Jibun, and it's been okay. It's just plain. There's not much to it really. I guess I was using different colors here for stuff. I am trying to, I don't know exactly how I'm trying to incorporate this. I do have, so like my meetings here for work, I do have a work, like running kind of to-do list. And then back here, this is just like notebook kind of thing. I have, I don't know, just like notes or other kind of like random things that I haven't quite sussed out yet. But anyway, this has become more of a work planner. So I don't know if I'm going to continue this. I really, really do enjoy this Jibun Techo, especially when I have been using like all of this pretty much that you see is with my friction pen. And it works so well. Like writing and erasing on this paper is amazing, and the paper is really nice and thin. I really do enjoy this Jibun Techo, and I do recommend it. I'm just trying to still figure things out for myself. Like I really enjoy that one. It is the Jibun Techo Light. So it's a little bit different from like the Biz or like the regular one, but I wish it had like more pages for me to journal in, because I've also been pretty good about journaling. But anyway, you will see. I digress. So anyway, so yeah, so this is the second week of work, and I would still write our meetings and like when I was doing work or whatever. And I don't know, I guess I didn't necessarily like that, so I remembered, oh, well, let's go back to time blocking. And so that's what I'm doing here. Looks like I was pretty good at annotating when I had those meals, but and I did not make a to-do list. So I did some time blocking, and there are some days where I did better than others. To me, it feels like pre-planning, and pre-planning is very hard for me to follow, not just because it's so like, oh, if it's set in stone, then I have to follow it, but at the same time, because it feels to me so set in stone that if I don't follow it, then it's like, I don't know, it feels like, I can't describe it, but I just don't like it, basically. But I'm giving it a shot still, so we'll see. But this week worked out okay on some days. At least I could kind of see, like in red, I annotated like yellow means I should be working, and the teal were for breaks. And so if it's in red, it's meaning like I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing during that time. So coming into this previous week, so I haven't planned for this week, but yeah, I did not do such a good job. I do like that I'm just putting meeting here, like instead of like the name of the actual meeting. So it does leave a little bit of space, and it does tell me that, hey, this is a time when you have to be at work, so to speak. I do work remotely, but if I'm trying to schedule something for like an appointment of some sort, like with a doctor or whatever, then I could see that. Well, see, that's the thing. It's like what I'm thinking for next week is writing meeting when I'm actually planning rather than as it's going to happen. Only because that's what I've been doing for these past 2 weeks is, I feel like I'm talking too much. I was writing meeting as they kind of happened, and not while I did, the rest of like the planning that I typically do in my plan with me's. So that in a sense would make this a little bit not as useful, I suppose. I don't know. So I need to continue figuring out how I can, factor in a work planner and my regular planner. Personally, for me, I would like to just have one thing for everything, but I don't know if that's necessarily going to happen. Another thing too that I started, and I think I'm going to continue doing, is making goals for myself and keeping track of them in my weekly section. So instead of like to-dos, I'm gonna have like things that I'm trying to like do, like little goals. So like, for example, this tea here is I have so much tea, and then I got gifted more tea, and then I got gifted more tea. So it's just like I have way too much tea and not enough storage space. So I'm trying to like have at least 2 tea bags a day in however way. And same thing too, it's like right now we kind of have a lot of candles, so I'm trying to remember to burn them on a daily basis, at least twice a day. So this is a way to kind of keep track of that. I should mark for today. There's no room for Sunday. That's kind of like crappy thing. I really, really wish, and that's one of the things why I'm looking at a different planner system, potentially the Cousin. But there's this weekly supplemental for the A6. They say it's an A6 size, but it's not. They actually do say in the description it's smaller than an A6. It's titled A6, but it's not. It's smaller, and I just wish it were a little bit bigger. I wish it were an actual A6 size so that there could be a little bit more space just a little bit more space, basically. So I think I'm gonna do more things like goals here. I know I want to pick up some more hobbies that I've kind of put on the back burner, but that is how I use my weekly supplementals so far. there are note pages back here that, actually I think it's just like 5, if that. There's 3, so 6, I guess. There are note pages back here. I did kind of use this for a second, but I obviously haven't, so there's that. But anyway, now moving on to my Hobonichi Techo and how I use it. So basically with this one, it hasn't really changed all much how I use it. I am going to do a flip through at the end of the video, so yeah, that'll be just nice, like a calm thing that you can watch and listen to more or less. But as far as how I've been using my journal, it's still pretty much the same. I'm still doing some like habit tracking. Am I in frame here? Okay. I'm still doing like, not necessarily habit tracking, but just making sure like this is my list of things that I want to know. I want to make sure that get done and at least keep track of when the last time I got it done. So actually, while we're here, oh my gosh, I need to, okay, well, we're gonna go back to that because yesterday was the 1st and I need to do my color coding, which I thought I had done. But anyway, that's gonna stay consistent. I really do enjoy this, and yeah, that's not going to change. So this is like the yearly at a glance section of the Techo. Let's see here. Up next is my monthly section. So for the longest time, ooh, I've been bad, but that's because I switched this over to the weekly supplemental where I was keeping track. This is our meal plan for the week and whether or not how good we did at following it. I do like how it looks. I could have decorated this a little bit more and I think I will, maybe, we'll see. But yeah, I've always found the monthly section to be a little bit redundant. I don't know why, because I do use my phone to keep track of all my appointments and stuff like that. But I thought it would just be kind of like a fun thing to do to decorate, and that was pretty much it. So it's not something I really reference or look at or take seriously for all intents and purposes, I guess. Except I was doing more so with the meal planning. Now that I'm doing it on the weekly, then I probably am going to be going less in here, but nonetheless, I do want to do a setup for July. This looks like it says suckers, but it doesn't. It says stickers. And basically, I did start, but I just have not been good about it. So who knows, if this is really anything useful, but it's just basically some sticker shops that I like, and to keep kind of track of if there's any like discount codes that I have used and worked, and any like particular type of sticker that I like from that particular shop. Although I don't think I have enough space really to write my types of stickers, so we'll see if I continue filling this out. The next thing I have, I think I need to move this a little bit over. The next thing I have is, I did start this too, which were my plants. I do have a few more to add. I do need to fill this out, and this is something I definitely want to fill out. So it's just, I don't know, I keep forgetting about it and just need to take the time and actually do it. It's just, it takes research basically, and I just get lazy, What do we have next here? So next is just basically the journaling section, which I have been doing pretty good about. Like I said, I'll go through a flip through of the second quarter so you can kind of see everything that I've been using or everything that I've been doing. I did subscribe to Sticky Club stickers, and I've used those a lot in the month of June, so you'll see those pop up a lot, especially with the washi tape that I got from Amazon, like the grid style washi tape. And I also have started using this, so I have a little section here for the month, but this is just I'm not the best at doing this. I just started doing this last month. This is a sticker that I made. Let me see if I could find for June. It's a sticker that I made to see if, I don't know, I could make a running to-do list. I don't necessarily know if work to do is appropriate here. Again, still trying to figure out how work and personal planning mesh, I suppose. I again would like a one planner kind of system thing, but who knows if that's going to be possible. There is a bump right there. So I guess I put a lot of stickers down right there. Anyway, so I put this giant sticker here, and I'm going to try to do that again. In the previous months, it's pretty much been the same thing, where I have a to-do list. There are notes here. Obviously, I'm not the best at following my to-do list, in spite of the fact that I love to-do lists. So I don't know if, and I think that's one of the things I've been thinking about, is that I think having a to-do list here is very underutilized, in spite of the fact that I love to-do lists. So it might just not serve very well for me having this particular sticker here, and perhaps I could use the page a little bit more differently. And if you're curious about what that page looks like, it looks like this. So it's basically, it just has the month. They call it the coming up kind of page, and it's a little bit difficult to see, but you can see it. They're dotted lines. The camera's not going to focus all that well, but they are dotted or dashed. I guess they're dashed lines, so you can, you know, write whatever. There's no quote on here. The lines do go all the way to the bottom of the page, but that's what that looks like. And then in the back, I just have, this has remained the same, except as I've gotten new markers, then I've added them here. For example, these are my Zig Clean Color Dot markers that I got. And I also purchased some Pentel brush sign pens. And let's see, what else do I have back here? I have my running, which I think need to update this, but I have my recipes that I've made listed here. And then in the back, I just keep my pencil boards. There are a couple, I haven't used them, but they're kind of like page markers. I think these are also Midori. But I have my pencil boards, and then I have my blotting paper that I sometimes do like swatches for if I'm planning something, but you can see they've gotten a good amount of love. And I don't use these pockets all that much. I try, but I don't know. I just don't go back here. And then in this particular pocket too, I have more of these stickers. So this is just a plain grid that I made. And then this is from Anna Jolene Printables. So I don't know if she's still offering them. I think she got rid of some Hobonichi stickers, or is going to bring some back. I'm not entirely sure, but I would recommend watching her YouTube page, or just going to her Etsy shop, or she now has a Shopify shop where you can see what she has available. But I like the printouts that she has. And let's see, is there anything else? I do have this little notebook where I just like write random things, and I've done swatches. This is my Pilot, it is a Kakuno, my fountain pen that I bought and have been using. More swatches. So just like really random things. Up in the front, it's just like more notes that I have from talking to my fertility doctor. And I think that's about it. So between these three is what I've been using, and it's been working out so far, but I'm still trying to figure things out as far as also making plans for next year. And, you know, who knows too if I will be having a baby next year. We'll see. And, you know, how planning and journaling fits in with what is coming up. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I know I've talked a lot and I apologize for that, but let's go ahead and get started with the flip through. So April, May, June, yeah. I'm gonna start with April 1st, and then I'll just be nice and quiet and flip through these pages. I will say before I start, you're gonna see a lot of blank pages, and I'm okay with that. I haven't been doing a lot of practice with my lettering as I typically do, so that could be something that I make a goal, or I've also talked about, you know, learning to watercolor, so I could use the blank pages for that. But yeah, there's just a lot of blank pages. They may or may not get utilized, but you'll see a lot of that. I am quite all right with blank pages. All right, enough talking. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.